I'm Tara with Simply Made Eats and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are making these yummy Asian turkey meatballs. These are so good. They take about 10 minutes to prep and 25 minutes to bake. They're so easy, so let's get cooking. We're gonna go ahead and preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Okay, so we're gonna get started by chopping up 1 garlic clove, and we're also gonna need to peel or grate some ginger. First, we're gonna take off the outside layer, which I've already done. I like to use a knife because I'm kind of lazy, but you can also just peel it like this with a spoon to really, this really saves a lot of the inside. I definitely lose some of it whenever I chop it up, so it is a good way to really save the ginger. And then I just like to take a grater like this, or a cheese grater is fine, but we really wanna make sure that it's, you know, this skinny side, so we're getting an actual grated ginger. Okay, then we're also gonna just cut up 1 garlic clove, and we do wanna mince this because it's going in the meatballs, so we want it nice and minced up. These meatballs are really, really delicious. I make turkey meatballs all the time, but this time I decided I wanted a little bit something different, so I went with like an Asian inspired meatball, and these turned out so yummy. We're gonna top them with green onions and sesame seeds at the end, and it is seriously so delicious. I made them for lunch over the weekend. My husband got back from golf and chowed them down. Okay, so for our turkey meatballs, we are gonna add in a pound of ground turkey. We're gonna just whisk up 1 egg, and it doesn't need to be perfect. It's gonna go in the mixture anyways. We've got a 1/2 cup of panko. A teaspoon of our grated ginger, 1 garlic clove, minced up, salt and pepper, and some sriracha. If you don't like heat, you can leave this out, but it really isn't that spicy. It just got a little bit of heat to it. Okay, and then we're just gonna use our hands and mix this together. I use a little more panko whenever I use ground turkey, because the mixture, it can get a little bit watery opposed to like ground beef. If you use ground beef, I would only probably do like a 1/4 cup of panko. I don't think you'll need the full 1/2 cup. And I've got a cookie sheet with some parchment paper on it. And I like to just do like medium size because I don't want them to take a super long time to cook. So we're just gonna roll these up. Okay, now we're gonna bake our meatballs for about 25 minutes, and then we're gonna check them. They should be done by that point, but you wanna make sure that the internal temperature is 165 degrees. Okay, so now that our meatballs are in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our sauce, our Asian sauce. It's so good. We've got our cornstarch here. I just have a teaspoon of cornstarch, and I'm just gonna mix in a tiny bit of water, about a tablespoon. This is gonna help our sauce thicken up. So what I do is I just mix that together because I don't wanna add just cornstarch into our sauce because it'll leave little white chunks. So what we do is we just make this nice little, it literally looks like paste. It's just like a watery mixture. You are seriously not gonna believe how easy this sauce is to make. We're gonna actually just make it, I'm gonna make it in front of you right now, not even on the stovetop. We're just gonna mix it all into the pan, and then we can stick it on the stovetop on low and let it simmer until our meatballs are done. But you can also, this is a really good crock pot recipe too. You can make the sauce right in the crock pot, and then once your meatballs come out, just toss them in the sauce. It'd be a great thing to bring to a party. Okay, so for our sauce, we are just gonna add in some ginger, hoisin sauce. Everything you need to know for measurements is in the description. It links right to my blog post so you can see a really, really detailed recipe. This is soy sauce. We're gonna add in some soy sauce, rice vinegar, and honey. We're also gonna add in some sesame oil. A little bit of sriracha. This is only if you like it a little bit spicy. It has a little bit of heat to it. And finally, we're gonna add in that cornstarch mixture. You can just give this a little bit of a stir. Now I'm just gonna put this in the stove top. I like to start like around a medium-low heat and kind of bring it up to a simmer so that it gets nice and thick, and then I'll drop it down to low. Once it starts to bubble up like this, you can go ahead and drop the heat down to low. It should be nice and thick right now. If it's not, then go in with another teaspoon of cornstarch mixed with a tablespoon of water, add that in, and it should get nice and thick because we want it to kind of just stick really nicely to our meatballs. Yum. Okay, so our meatballs are done. We're gonna pull these out of the oven and we're gonna check our internal temperature. My husband just got me one of these internal or instant read thermometers, and it is such a game changer. I love this thing. All right, so we're just gonna stick it into the meat. And we're good. They're actually reading about 170. So 165 is totally good. So these are all done. Also, if you want it to get thicker, you can always crank up your heat a little bit. I like mine to be almost like syrupy because that way when I throw the meatballs in, it really sticks to them and it makes them like it has a nice little glaze on the outside. Okay, this looks perfect. We're gonna go ahead and toss in our meatballs. To really like toss them around in here and make sure you get all the sides glazed with that sauce. And this goes really great. This is a great appetizer. It's also great for dinner if you want to just make a side of white rice with it. Maybe a veggie. Perfect dinner idea. Okay, so it's official. I have sticky fingers on everything in my house right now. It's horrible. This sauce is really sticky, but it's so yummy. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna do is just pour over a couple sesame seeds. This just really gives it the perfect look. Then I'm gonna top it off with some green onion. And it's nice too with this because it has a little bit of extra sauce at the bottom, so you can always pour that over your rice if you decided to have rice too. That's it, we're all done with these easy meatballs. It is now time to take a bite. They look so good. So yummy. That sauce is delicious. You guys are gonna absolutely love this one. Make sure to subscribe so we can keep cooking together, and I will see you next time. What? You can't have meatballs.